Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm your host, Sarah King. I'm so glad you're here. And by now you've likely heard of all the benefits of exercise to help you manage your Parkinson's symptoms, not just now, but also to help prevent them in the long run. And it's not just a rumor. These are serious research studies that are backed up in the literature. And also, there are some of you who say that when I'm coaching you as a Parkinson's PT online or in person, you tell me that exercise actually makes your Parkinson's symptoms worse. You exercise and you notice that you're not seeing the same results in the same way that maybe has been promised to you by your friends, your healthcare team, and all of the literature that you read. So, is it possible to exercise and also have your symptoms get worse? Now, there are a lot of answers to this question, and today we're going to tackle 4 reasons why your Parkinson's symptoms may be getting worse after exercise. We're going to talk through what it looks like, why it might be happening, and then at the end we're going to tackle what to do about it. And also, I want you to stick around to the end because I have a really, really special announcement that I want to share with you guys today. So, before we start, if you just let me know you're here by giving me a big thumbs up on this video, saying hi in the comment section below, I would love to know you're here. So you can just say hello in the comments or share with me your experience with exercise. Does exercise make your Parkinson's symptoms worse? Does it make them better? Does it make them worse and then better? Tell me. And you're not just telling me, you're also telling our community. And everyone who tunes into this video is trying to learn something to make their lives better and to help them thrive with Parkinson's. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here for you. And so everything that you care to share on in the comment section below will help someone else in your shoes. So I see some people tuning in here. Steve's here, Margaret's here, another Margaret, and who said hello first here? Margaret did. We've got lots of Margarets. Just say hi in the comment section below. Susan's here. Hi guys, welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So we are going to dive into the first of the 4 reasons why your Parkinson's symptoms may be worse after exercise. And the number 1 reason is because your body is under stress. Now, what this looks like is that immediately after exercise, you notice some of your Parkinson's symptoms are worse. So you have a little bit more of a tremor than normal, or a lot more of a tremor than normal. You've got some dyskinesias that are kicking in. You may even be increasing episodes of your freezing after exercise. And this can last anywhere from a few minutes, a couple hours, to a couple of days. Now, what's going on here? If your body is stressed, which it is under exercise, exercise is a good stress on our body. So let me just reflect back to you guys. You probably understand that when you're under mental stress, when you're anxious, when you have a lot going on in life, your symptoms probably kick up a notch. That's mental stress. Well, exercise induces a state of stress on your body. Your body responds in a lot similar way, except in the long run, exercise is a stress that's actually going to help build your body to get stronger. So you may notice that the same symptoms that increase when you're mentally stressed increase when you are physically stressed under exercise. And this is normal. We have a couple private communities just for people diagnosed with Parkinson's. If you're in there, I know a lot of you watching are in our invigorated community. A lot of you shared with me that your tremors maybe get worse for 15-20 minutes until you sit down and rest, and then they go away and you feel stronger after. So I want to let you know that if this is the symptoms that you're experiencing in kind of this variety, then that's really normal. And over the long run, your body is going to get stronger, even though in the short term it may be feeling like your symptoms are getting worse. And at the end, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share a few resources with you about how to improve your overall stress levels, because the less stressed you are overall, the less symptoms will be exacerbated when you are exercising. So tune into the end to wait till we cover that. Steve Hovey says, hello, Lori, Bonnie's here. Hello, guys. Michael, Exercise is critically important. Teresa's here. Hi guys. Hello, hello. Thanks so much for tuning in. Okay, so that was reason number 1. Reason number 2, that your symptoms may be worse after exercise, is that your medication isn't optimized. Now, what does this look like? While you're exercising, you may notice that you start off relatively strong. You're working out, you're feeling really good, and all of a sudden you hit a wall. You notice what are called wearing off symptoms, where you feel like your stiffness is increasing, you're having increasing difficulty in walking, your posture is getting worse and worse, and you're increasing your slowness right in the middle of your workout. And by the time you finish your workout, your symptoms have come back on full bore. Now, what's going on here? Your symptoms may be creeping back up during exercise because your medications are wearing off. So give me a big thumbs up if you notice this happens to you. But this occurs when you are taking levodopa medication and you've reached the end of your effective dose and your dopamine levels are low. So you'll notice your symptoms start to creep on because essentially your medication has worn off. Now, there are some strategies that we can use to help optimize your medication. We're going to cover those at the end. I'm going to give you a resource. But I want to let you know that if this is you, there is a solution for you. Before we move on to number 3, Melissa says hi and a thumbs up. Cheryl's here. Michael's here, has that symptom as well. Mickey from New Jersey. Elir, Tanya, welcome guys. Welcome. So we've covered the first 2 reasons why your symptoms may be worse with exercise. Now, the third reason is because you have legitimate issues with fatigue. Now, a lot of you probably have this symptom. So give me a big thumbs up or an angry face, whatever you need to. Let me know if this is you. This is what it looks like when you are suffering from fatigue, true fatigue. You feel a general level of physical or mental exhaustion that stretches beyond normal tiredness. Really, working out for you is an accomplishment due to your utter lack of energy and motivation. When you do manage to exercise, you're totally wiped out. You might notice that your walking seems incredibly difficult because your legs feel really, really heavy or you have extreme freezing. And really, exercise is such an endeavor that you avoid it at almost all costs. So don't be ashamed if this is you. There is a reason behind why you're feeling so tired. What is going on here? So with Parkinson's, some of you may know that Parkinson's, the way that it affects your body, and potentially a cause of Parkinson's that's under research right now, is that the energy-producing, stress-regulating cells in your body, which are called mitochondria, aren't working effectively. So these are what are called your powerhouses of your cells in your body. They're what churn to give you energy, and they're not working effectively, which leaves you lacking the energy it takes to exercise regularly. So I have a lot of comments about managing fatigue that I'm going to give you here at the end. If this is you, though, understand that there is hope and that exercise doesn't have to wipe you out. One 30-minute exercise session doesn't have to wipe you out for an entire week. Okay? Tanya's here, says this happens to me, but only periodically. And Sylvan is here as well. Yes, true for me. Okay, stay tuned because I'm going to give you a resource here. So the fourth reason, you may have been listening and thinking, actually, I think some of these reasons apply to me. Those are reasons why when you exercise, your symptoms may be worse immediately or kind of for a week to come. Now, this fourth reason is actually a little bit different. This fourth reason is more related to if you are exercising and you're just not seeing the results that you want. So maybe you're not wiped out completely after exercise, but you've been exercising on a fairly regular basis, but you notice you're not seeing the results that you want. Your symptoms continue to creep up slowly without any real improvements in your flexibility, your strength, your stamina, your balance, your coordination. If this is you, here's what's going on. and please listen, because this is really, really important, and it will save you minutes, hours, days, years, months of function and frustration. You may not be getting the results from your exercise program that you want because you're not working out effectively for your Parkinson's symptoms. So when it comes to Parkinson's and exercise, there are two things that are key: intensity and consistency. So while you may be getting some general exercise benefits, you're not challenging your brain and your body in a way that's effective for Parkinson's specifically. And if that's you, I have a great resource for you as well. But essentially, let's recap the 4 reasons. The first reason is that your stress levels are high, exacerbating your symptoms after you exercise. The second reason is that your medication isn't optimized. The third reason could be that you have legitimate fatigue that goes beyond normal tiredness. And then the fourth reason is that you may not be exercising efficiently for your Parkinson's symptoms. And guys, I have to say, as a Parkinson's physical therapist, the most important thing for me to express to you is how to exercise in a way that gets you real results, because it is the number one thing that you can be doing to help your Parkinson's symptoms. There are a lot of other things that you can be doing, but I want you to master exercise because it is one of the most potent things to improve your situation in the long run. So we covered why this may be happening to you and what it looks like, but we didn't talk about what to do about each of these. So I want to direct you to a resource. I covered all of these 4 reasons, including going into depth on what to do about each of the 4 reasons, in a blog post that I wrote for the Davis-Finney Foundation. So a quick shout out to the Davis-Finney Foundation. Thank you so much for inviting me on and asking me to share about exercise and Parkinson's. It's over on the blog. So somewhere around this video will be a link to the blog post for the Davis-Finney Foundation. And I dive really deep into how to improve how your body reacts to exercise, including strategies to decrease your stress, how to approach balancing out your medication around exercise, which is so important. Give me a thumbs up if that's been your experience. Different starting points to help you manage fatigue. It's a very complex issue to deal with, but there are ways and strategies to piece your way through problem solving for fatigue. And then I also cover in that article steps to building an effective exercise program. And that's obviously my passion here. So that brings me to a special announcement. So let me say hi here. Michael says, yes, intensity and consistency are key. Steve is watching. Hi, Steve. Both Steves. Steve K and Steve C. Pam's here from Spain. We love Pam, and when she tunes in. Hey, guys. Okay, so here is my special announcement. If you are looking for an exercise program that's effective for your Parkinson's symptoms, that you can do from home with minimal equipment, and that covers every spectrum of Parkinson's exercise and includes real person support, motivation, and accountability from a real coach, that's me, I want to invite you to join our 5-week online Parkinson's exercise program. And it's open for enrollment this week, and we start as a tribe on Monday. Now, we do this on and off throughout the year, and the reason why we do it in such short bursts is we enroll a bunch of new students, we close the program down so we can focus just on those people for the next 5 weeks, and then we reopen it down the line. So we've just revamped the entire program, and I could not be more excited and proud to present it to you, because it has been, all the 43 exercise videos have been revamped, all the exercise PDFs and handouts, all the program bonuses have been revamped, and we've added more, including a standing cardio, a seated cardio, a floor stretching routine, all kinds of amazing things based off of what our booster graduates, our graduates from the program have shared with us, have been helpful for them and what they would like to see moving forward. So that's my quick plug for the booster program. If you want to learn more and learn how to enroll, you can click on a link somewhere around this video, or you can also go to invigoratept.com/booster to learn more and to learn how to enroll. So the doors close on Saturday at midnight, so we can start as a tribe on Monday. So I'd love to see you guys in there, and it's an amazing, amazing program. So I see we have some questions, so if you guys have some questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section below, and let me know. Let's see, I saw a question up here. Steve Kubelbeck. Steve Kubelbeck, that's a great name. My maiden name is Graffelman, which is equally as exciting. Okay, Steve asks, what's a good time frame to work out? So Steve, everyone differs here, but in my experience, there are a lot of different ways you can tackle this. The number one thing is you want to be exercising when your medications are at their most optimal and when you have the most energy throughout the day. Now that second one, where you have the most energy, that may not be true for everyone. Some people can get their medications optimized. They don't feel like exercising, but they still do, and they end up having more energy at the end of the exercise session than they did at the beginning. But the number one thing I would say, if you're on medication, to be working out after your medication. Sometimes it depends on what medication profile you're on, what concoction. But typically it's maybe 30 minutes to an hour after you take your medication. Try not to, you might need a snack before. Everybody's different. But I would say your medication is the most important thing. And in my experience, people either like to get up and work out immediately first thing, because then they have the rest of the day to do what they need. But then some of you are feeling like mornings are really slow moving. You've got to get up, get kind of, loosened up a little bit, get your medications, get your coffee, and then have a workout session maybe like later in the morning, 10:30, 11. I would say with my clients, that's the most popular time slot. Everyone wants to work out and have their session at like 10 or 11. But some of you may also like to get to the end of the day, maybe like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, when you've been loosened up, where you've got your medications on board, you're aware, you're alert, and get your workout there. And that way, for the rest of the night, you can kind of relax. Everything either way is fine, whatever works for you, but you can play with it a little bit. I would say the number one thing is just consistency. When can you work out and be the most consistent? So is it, that if you schedule it for 10 a.m. every single day, you're going to be able to do it, then schedule it and keep it at the same time. What I've seen also that happens at the end of the day is everything else gets in the way. It comes exercise time and you've got a million other things to do, and exercise just doesn't get done. So where can you be consistent and where can your medications work most effectively? That's when I would say it would be a good time to work out. And also getting in and doing an intense exercise, getting the right type of exercise on board, where you're working intensely and in a Parkinson specific way. You can do a really amazing workout in 30 minutes. You don't need to be working out for more than an hour. The research supports working out. The best outcomes are for people who move every single day, 7 days a week, for at least 30 minutes. That's the research that's coming out. But you want a minimum of 2.5 hours of intense, vigorous exercise every week. But just shoot for every single day, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, Parkinson specific, intense. That's the best way to do it. That's the way that our booster program is set up for exactly that reason. And we have so many people who get amazing results from that structure. So something we do inside the booster program that may help you, Steve, is getting a schedule. So I always give my boosters a PDF printable schedule for each week so they can fill in exactly what days of the week and for how long they're going to be exercising, and they get the exercise videos and everything. So they literally just have to hit play and they just watch and follow along and work out. But they know because they've scheduled in their exercise sessions for every single day on a scheduler. So Steve, that might be a good thing for you to just, if you don't already have a scheduler, I like to handwrite mine. I don't like this online stuff for schedulers, for planners. So schedule it in when you have the most energy and your medications are optimized. Okay, let's see. We've got someone else up here who said they have it in. Steve, a different Steve Hovey, says, I was thinking this is a problem unique to me. I get extremely rigid frequently. In fact, I got so bad I had to quit working out this morning. Yeah, so Steve, I hope that you can kind of problem solve. Since I'm not seeing you personally, I can't give you exactly your answer. But if you go to the article that I wrote that's linked around here and you read through the reasons, try some different strategies. So I would kind of lean more towards the stress reduction for you and talking with your physician about medication timing. That's kind of where my mind would go first for you. But you are not alone, not at all, not at all. Look at how many people are watching. So many people are at least curious about this. Oh, and Mel Dazon is in here. She's got the post. So in the comments, you might have seen there's a link to the article. It should be around this video as well. I hope it didn't get deleted, but you should be able to access that that article on the Davis Finney Foundation website. And if any of you, quick shout out to Davis Finney Foundation, who I really, really love. If you guys are interested in coming to the Austin area, they are doing a Victory Summit in April of 2019 here in Austin. So I plan on attending that. And if you guys are ever thinking about attending a Victory Summit, I would love to see you in Austin. So we'll talk more about that later. Jim Kinney is asking for the link for the blog. Again, yeah, it should be around this video somewhere, but if you can't see it, we'll make sure that it's linked after this is over. Or you can also go to davisfinneyfoundation.org and click on blog, and you'll see it's the very first article that's pinned to the top of the blog post. So Davis Finney Foundation blog, you should be able to find it. Sydney asks about the booster program. Does the program address various levels? So that's a great question, Sydney. The program does, although there's kind of a cutoff point for the program. If you can stand up from a chair and sit down into a chair without any help, you're a good candidate for the program. If you can walk at least 25 feet without an assistive device or anyone helping you, you're a good candidate for the program. And then if you have had less than 3 falls in the last 6 months. So if you've had quite a few falls in the last 6 months, or you can't get out of a chair by yourself, or you're still walking with assistance, my recommendation for you before you join the booster program would be to check in with a Parkinson's certified physical therapist in your area to get a session of PT first, and then use the booster program in our next go round as a home exercise program that your physical therapist can work you through. So, but I do give different levels inside the program. So we have a baseline exercise, and then I give you strategies to either increase the difficulty or bring the difficulty down. So if you're a booster that's watching right now, just put a comment in the comments about the various levels inside our booster program if you feel like I give enough cues to make things easier or harder. And that way, Sydney, you can get some feedback from current boosters. All right, Sandy's here from Alabama. Judy, McBride, Catherine. Catherine says, some days you're exhausted and you can't face exercises. Please check out the blog post and number 3 about fatigue, because there's a comprehensive approach to fatigue that you can start using to help bump your fatigue up little by little. I know Margaret is watching, and I won't give away her last name, but Margaret, if you feel like you would like to share some of your experience with fatigue and kind of overcoming your fatigue with different strategies, I know you've been working hard on that. If not, no big deal. Okay, let's see who else in here. Keebler from Florida. Ben's in here. Hi, Ben. Ben asks, how long should you be exercising each day? So I feel like I addressed that, so maybe this question came from before that, but aiming for 7 days a week, about 30 minutes a day should be just enough for you guys to function optimally, is what the research says. Let's see. You're welcome, Ben. Ben also asked, do you prefer cardio each day? I don't say you have to do cardio each day. Everyone's different. Doing cardio every single day is a lot for a lot of people, but I would recommend trying to get some type of aerobic activity at least 3 days a week. If you can get your heart rate up, that's kind of cardio anyway. It doesn't have to be running or cycling, but aiming maybe for 3 days a week of cardio specifically, but you really want to be doing Parkinson's specific exercises because biking and running, for example, don't hit some of the really, really specific strategies for Parkinson's, for your trunk, for your arm swing, for different types of things. So scale back on the cardio maybe as like your base of your program, and make sure that you have every single day some Parkinson's specific stretching or strengthening. That would be more important, or equally as important, I think, for me. Victor says, Sarah, do you think 30 minutes of vigorous bike riding per day is acceptable to count towards the daily exercise you recommend, or is it too one-dimensional? I think I just answered that, Victor, but I believe if you're only biking, it's too one-dimensional. Okay, you need to be doing things, your brain does its best when it is adapting and having to change. And if you think about how our brain is designed to survive, we look at our environment and we look at the challenges around us and we adapt to the challenges. So if we're not being challenged, if we're always doing one-dimensional exercise, even if it's really good for you, I love cycling, you guys know that. Even if it's cycling, it's very, very one-dimensional. Your brain doesn't have to adapt that much. Your body does a little bit, but you need to be doing a variety of Parkinson's-specific exercises with your feet on the floor, your body on the floor on purpose, and things that are multifaceted. Okay, Ben says, come to Toronto. I'll put it on my list. Anton says, I don't know if you've already covered this. A lot of my clients aren't able to stand for long periods of time. Could you suggest some activities that would work for them or a resource? Definitely, Anton. So I would highly recommend you check out the Parkinson's Wellness Recovery Program. It is the certification for trainers and for, it's not certification, I think, but it's the Power Moves program. They have exercises that you can do on your back, on your stomach, on all fours, kneeling, standing, and that's a really, really great place to start. And sometimes some of the most beneficial exercises for your brain are not standing. They're on all fours, where you've got your hands on the ground, your knees on the ground, you're touching everything. That's your brain loves contact with other things. So you can also put your hands on the wall. In our in the booster program, we use a chair, we use the floor. We also use a set of walking poles to kind of increase our proprioception, which is just the information you get from around you. But touching things like the floor, being on the floor is so good for your brain in so many ways. So Anton, I would check out the Parkinson's Wellness Recovery Program. It's also PWR, the letter 4, and then life, life.org. So powerforlife.org. All right. Oh, Margaret says, I highly recommend the booster program. Each person can find levels to fit. Please, there is lots of support from everyone. Yes, Margaret is a wonderful booster. We've got lots of links to the blog post in the comments. Tanya asks, what are your thoughts on weight training? I think weight training can be really, really beneficial. I think the most important thing for Parkinson's, according to the research though, is amplitude training. Power training and amplitude training, which are big, powerful movements, and you can add some weight to help facilitate big movements and kind of quick, powerful movements, but weight training specifically for Parkinson's hasn't been shown to be more effective than amplitude training. So that's what I'm talking about. If you're just doing weight training every single day, your muscles may be getting kind of stimulated in a way that's good for general health, but really the focus should be on amplitude and powerful movements and twisting and reciprocal movements and all these big words that therapists use, and I won't throw at you today, but weight training can be great for things like osteoporosis, can be great for just general strengthening, but you should be doing Parkinson-specific amplitude training if you are looking to effectively treat your Parkinson symptoms. Claudine says, makes sense, thank you. Susan's in here. Is stretching best for dystonia, but also supplement with cardio and cycling? So again, Susan, dystonia can be a little bit tricky, and there are some specific strategies for dystonia, inhibition strategies, which is another big word, but stretching will only take you so far. What I would recommend, honestly, Susan, is getting with a Parkinson-specific physical therapist or a physical therapist who's been certified in neurological disorders. That's a neuro PT who can address your dystonia. I don't know if it's in your neck or if it's in your feet or your hands or where you're having dystonia, but typically you're going to want to do some specific exercises for dystonia, and then also cardio and cycling is beneficial. But as far as your overall general treatment program, you still should be doing global body exercises for your Parkinson's symptoms. I hope that makes sense. So let's see. Cheryl says the booster program is weight, and she found she needed to add weight training. Perfect. Michael says, whatever exercise you do, make sure it's intense and do it every day. I'm just scrolling through here looking for some questions. Michael says, I just signed up. Whoops, I lost it. Susan says, yes, it does. Thanks. Yo, you're so welcome. David says, thanks for everything you do. Love the program. So glad. Okay. All right. I don't think I missed any questions here. So to close out here, I want you guys to go check out the article. It's linked around this video. If it's not, I will put it in after I hang up this call here. But I want you guys to go over to the article, read it. If you find it beneficial, please share, because there are so many people that feel really ashamed of not feeling like the exercise program that they've been promised that's going to be so helpful. It's not helping them. It's either making their symptoms worse, wiping them out completely, or they're not seeing the results that they want. And it's not because there's anything wrong with you or with them. It's just there are these 4 reasons and potentially a handful of others that are specific to your health condition. But these are the basic 4 reasons why you might not be getting the results you want from your exercise program. So please read it, share it, and I would love if you gave this video a big thumbs up. Put in the comment section below what your experience has been with exercise. And finally, if you are looking for a Parkinson-specific exercise program, again, that has all the exercise videos, you want to know what to do, when to do it, and you feel like the booster program is a good fit for you, I really would love to see you inside of there. So enrollment closes on Sunday, and I would love to get started with you and have you join our tribe on Monday. So go ahead and click on either of those links around this video. And until I see you guys in the next video, keep moving, and I'm sending you lots and lots of big hugs. All right, bye guys.